For more on this, let's bring in Senator James Lankford, Republican from Oklahoma, who sits on the Homeland Security and Intelligence Committee. You know, having just listened to that interview, Senator, do you give any more thought to maybe meeting with the nominee that President Obama has put up? Because he's been billed as somewhat more moderate than others that he could have chosen.
Right, and I have no problem meeting with Merrick Garland. I've already stated that. I'll meet with him in my office. Quite frankly, he was very active in the Department of Justice and helping with the Oklahoma City bombing, and I want to thank him from the people of Oklahoma for his work there. But this issue hasn't been about Merrick Garland. This was announced well before Judge Garland was announced as the nominee from the president, that the Senate does not believe that during an election year is the right time to actually change the direction of the Supreme Court. When the American people have the opportunity to have a voice, they should have the opportunity to have that voice. And that will be settled this November. And the two key things to remember on this, even in this case, there's no way that Merrick Garland could have been there in time to be able to be a participant on this case and hear oral arguments and to rule on it.
Right.
And the other issue is there's only 6 weeks this fall. So we're really arguing about, will we have a ninth justice on the court for 6 weeks this fall, or will we wait until next year and have all 9 justices then?
Okay, so just a hypothetical here. If you look at the latest Fox News poll, Hillary Clinton and Trump in a matchup, Clinton is winning by 11 points, 49% to Trump, 38%. So, if Hillary Clinton becomes president, you're probably going to get somebody much more liberal than the moderate currently up.
Right, but we're still in the same decision. Why don't we let the American people decide that? If the American people decide that's the direction I want to go, that's the direction that the American people want to go. This is up to the American people to decide what they want to do, not only with the presidential candidates, but with the Supreme Court in the days ahead.
Fair enough. Okay, we also want to get your thoughts on reports today that the FBI warned the Dutch police about the Brussels terrorists just a week before those deadly attacks. The Dutch learning of the brothers' criminal background, which included being wanted for terrorism, extremism, and recruitment, and then passing that info on to their Belgian counterparts. So what do you make of that today, Senator?
So this has been the challenge for quite a while, actually, for the Europeans. After the attack in Paris last November, the Europeans determined they had very porous borders. They had people with false documents in multiple countries, and they were not communicating in their intelligence operations and their law enforcement operations within countries and country to country. And so they had many thousands of people that were moving that they were not able to track and keep up with. This is something that we can help the Europeans on. We learned a lot of those lessons after 9/11. The other issue is many of the foreign fighters that are fighting in Syria and in Iraq are now returning back to Europe where they were from before. They're well trained, they're prepared, and they're actually trying to continue the fight, though they want to go back and live in their same area in the comforts of Europe rather than in the desert of Syria. And so when they come back, they keep the same ideology, and there's a tremendous risk across Europe.
All right, I'll be coming to your state of Oklahoma next week. Looking forward to it. They're in the Final Four, are they not?
They are in the Final Four. Looking forward to having a national championship soon in Oklahoma.
All right, we'll see what happens Saturday night. Senator, thanks much.